got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you'd drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to
Beautiful, what's your
worry. Father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really, I
Welcome back, everybody, to Basement Chat Holiday Edition, fresh off our company, I guess you could say, holiday party, Jim.
And Rip, it was a very festive holiday party.
Folks, stay with us here a while. It's going to be a little bit of a lengthy show. We got a lot to go over, everything from Worlds to fall tournaments to upcoming events. So hang with us, please.
Well, Rip, we haven't done this in a while, but we have to start off with the USSSA World Tournaments. It's my pleasure to report that a lot of our New Jersey and Tri-State teams did extremely well down there. Wouldn't you agree, Rip?
Listen, I say it all the time, buddy. Some of the best talent around is in New Jersey, and when we go to Worlds, it always seems to come to fruition.
Well, it was very exciting. I was lucky enough to be down there for all of the sessions. I got to see a lot of the New Jersey teams, and we have to start off with the first week, Rip, which was the Men's D. We sent 5 teams down to the Men's D Worlds.
Yes, we did, and we had some teams come away with some impressive records and some very good finishes, Jim.
I was impressed with Assassins. They tied for 13th, 4-2. I was also very impressed with PSB, Rip, which was a little bit of a surprise team for me coming into this tournament.
Not for me, Sticks.
There you go. They put up actually 5 wins, Rip, which is no small feat at the D Worlds.
Battled through some difficult games as well.
They did, and PSB had some excellent pitching. Joe Hafner jumped in and pitched for PSB. They gave up, it looks like 14 runs in the first 5 games, which is pretty impressive. So.
Yeah, absolutely is, especially at any level. That's a good job.
Assassins had a bye. They put up 3 wins. They had a tough loss against a toe-to-toe team from Southern Cal, and got back in the losers bracket with 2 wins. Finally put out by a team called Newlands.
Yeah, like I said, they had Augie all year on the mound. And the other guys have been playing here for a little while, so I'm not surprised that that's the finish that they wound up with. To be honest with you, Jim.
Not bad in a nearly 200-team tournament. Congratulations to Assassins, PSB. We also had South Jersey Extreme, Mohawk, and Just a Cut who competed. In the second week of the World Tournaments, we have to give a shout out to some of our boys from Precision.
Moochy Mooch, another ring.
That's right. Mooch took the AA Worlds prior to competing in the men's major in that second week. So
Jim, not bad for a guy who everybody in the country loves to say just throws cookies, huh?
He
not only does he throw cookies, Jim. Nobody else he throws rings on his fingers.
That's right. He's
a whole bunch of them.
He's going to be out of fingers soon, Rick. Just save some for the toes.
Yes, sir. Not a lot of guys around can say that. That's for sure.
Big shout out to Mooch as well as Devin Riley, AA World Champions Precision.
I like to call Devin Riley, Jim, automatic pinch hit homer.
I can't disagree with that. He's got a lot of power, Rip.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Now, Rip, I know this next segment will be near and dear to your heart. The Men's Sea World Tournament, we had 2 teams go down, and TNT, one of the brightest stars shining in the New Jersey circuit this year. Rip, talk to me about TNT.
Oh, I mean, I don't even know where to say to begin, to be honest with you. I mean, we could start in Oklahoma, Jim. Came out.
Got to start there.
Played well a couple of games. Got slapped in the mouth by a team who we wound up avenging.
That's right.
Was down big and won, and the game actually get knocked out of the tournament. Guys came in, we got together and said, hey, let's just get 1 hit at a time. And it led us on a hell of a run, Jim, and ultimately came home with the national championship, 9-1 with a 2 scoops. We kept the sprinkles for ourselves for the after party.
That's right. I can only imagine what that after party was like.
Listen, hell of a job by everybody that was there. I mean, it was really some effort from every single guy there. I mean, geez, I can't even thank everybody enough for the effort they put in all year and fighting through the heat in Oklahoma and just keep battling and playing the way we were supposed to play all year. Hats off to my guys.
Absolutely. And Rip, hats off to you. An absolutely incredible coaching job. Once again, taking that ring out in Oklahoma City. Got to be very special to you.
Yeah, it was definitely a good one, near and dear to my heart, that's for sure, my man.
We got off topic a little bit, going back to the USSSACs. TNT coming off that win in Oklahoma City, coming down hot into the Sea Worlds. Rip, how did you feel coming in?
Listen, I thought when we came in, we had as good a chance to win the tournament as anybody else. We came out, won our first 3 games. I think at that point we got a little overconfident in ourselves. Ran into a good elite media team out of Minnesota. Kind of gave the game away. And then we had gut check time, see what you're made of, right? Guys hurt, little guys, because some guys still a little worn out from Oklahoma to 10-game extravaganza.
That's correct.
Not that that's an excuse, because you have to be prepared to play no matter where you go. Everybody stepped up, moved guys. Some guys played hurt, moved guys all around the field, and then actually Rock Crawford pitched his ass off for us, pardon the pun, but I got to tell it like it is. Did a phenomenal job. unfortunately, we just fell a little bit short of our other goal.
Well, you had a really good win against KVI, from what I remember in that losers bracket there. Big come from behind win.
Down 5 to score 6 in the bottom of the 7th. Big pinch hit from Adam Clemente to get us the go-ahead run and the win.
That's right. Finally, bowing out 20-16 at Diamond and Ice from Virginia, another solid team.
Kind of our nemesis all year, to be honest with you, Jimmy.
That's right. So, Rip, 4th place, bringing back hardware at the SeaWorlds. Really nice job representing Tommy Tverdik and all of New Jersey.
I mean, in the beginning of the year, we sat down with Tommy, Todd, and I, and we told him our goal was simply to put together a team that we felt could win 2 worlds this year, both the ASA World, which we accomplished, and the U-Trip Sea World, which we just fell a little short of. But I mean, overall, based upon the talent we had, I think we had a very good, successful year and 2 good runs at 2 world tournaments. But unfortunately, just a little bit shy of our ultimate goal, but a good one nonetheless.
Really nice season. Now, this year, USSSA had the C's in the middle of the week, the B's on the weekend. 30-plus teams in the C's stayed to play in the D's. Yourself and Flipping Keys both came back for the B Worlds. Rip, now, I was with you at the trophy presentation for the C's. I wasn't sure if your team was going to even come back and play in the B Worlds.
Jim, I'll be honest with you. We had a lot of guys banged up, like I said. Not that it's an excuse. We got back to where we were staying, got the guys together and just said, hey, listen, what do you just want to do? You want to play? You just want to wrap it up? I'm good with either decision. We have a lot of guys physically beat up. And a lot of guys just said, you know what? We're here to play. Let's play. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Kind of came out with a little bit of a loosey-goose feeling, I guess you'd say. That would be the right way to say it, right? Let the chips fall where they may. We came out. We finished pretty well. We beat a conference team and stuff like that, but well, again, not exactly where we wanted to be, but we played well enough considering the situation we were in.
Sure, and you're putting in some fresh teams in the B Worlds, including Deluxe Bakery from New Jersey, who had a hell of a run down there. We need to really congratulate Bill Sampolsky and Deluxe on their
like I said in the beginning of the year, right? Anytime Bill Sampolsky's in charge of anything, expect that team come out prepared to play and play like it means something. And they did exactly that, playing in the B World, finishing top 10.
They did. They came in 9th. Big congratulations to Sammy as well as Bill. A phenomenal job. Now, Deluxe is going to really be, from what I'm hearing, focusing on some of those young guys next year. And, with a whole season of Bill's tutelage under their wing, I'm very excited to see what Deluxe can do this year.
Future's bright. A lot of young talent, that's for sure.
That's right. So we had Deluxe coming in 9th in the B Worlds. TNT with a strong showing. Flipping Keys also participated. Really nice job. We also had the Women's Worlds, Rip, the second week down in Orlando.
Yeah, I can't forget about our women's gym. I mean, our women's program's always been a good program. I mean, we didn't get the finish we wanted out of our women's teams, but they didn't go down without a fight.
I was very impressed with the way the women's teams competed. Toxic went 1-2. Diamond Elite had a nice showing for their first time down in Florida, and the Gems had a very nice win. The Gems were 2-2. They had a 1-run win over DCG out of Maryland. I was lucky enough to see that game, Rip. They definitely were fighting start to finish.
And that's the beauty of our girls program, Jim. At any given time, any of the teams have the ability to go on a very good run.
That's right. So I think next year might be our year for the women's program. As far as it relates to Florida, we'll be releasing the schedule at the end of the basement chat. So the third week in Florida, we had the men's E's. Rip, we sent 8 teams down there. Your thoughts on the men's E Worlds?
Listen, I was very proud of the way Dream Warren showed up. I got to be honest with you. 200 million teams was in the E. I don't know how many. There's an awful lot that play in the E.
216 this year.
Yeah, there's the number I was looking for. Thank you. Dream Warren, very impressive. Made it to Sunday, 4-2, finished top 20. They finished 17th, as a matter of fact. They had a big extra inning win.
Right, I saw that. Was Semper Fi was their opponent, some of the military guys from South Carolina. Dream Warren making it to Sunday morning. I was very proud of them.
Yes.
Really nice show.
A team that sort of hit their stride right at the right time.
That's right. Diamond Nation also finished top 20. Diamond Nation was 6-2. Both teams were tied for 17th. Diamond Nation had some pickups going into the Worlds, which I think helped them out a little bit. So,
I'm sure it did, that's for sure.
East Irish Pub, tied for 33rd.
Broad Street Boys!
That's right, Rip. You had some money on them, I think.
Yeah, I did.
We had 2 4-2 teams that both of them, Rip, from what I can tell you, got off to a slow start and then had a little bit of a run in the losers bracket.
Yeah, both teams came out of the sheets and threw up a loss immediately.
That's right. The first team I'm referring to is 10 guys.
Right.
Second team I'm referring to is Wrap It Up.
Well, here's the good news. Instead of just tucking their tails and going home after a loss, both teams did proceed to rattle off 4 wins each in their own rights to finish, a respectable 4-2 on the weekend, which is a little difficult when you come out and lose that first game.
Losing the first game in a 216-team tournament, Rip, that's very hard to recover from. These teams did. They put their feet in the sand. We had some other teams compete down there. East Shore Sports, Red Eye out of Delaware, who was not a New Jersey team, but played a lot in New Jersey this year. Strong 2-2.
Conference team.
E-Conference team. They'll be in the E-Conference again this year. Speedy Pete's representing us down there. Tom's River's Finest, the High Haters, and OSD.
Yes, sir.
We had a nice showing.
Absolutely.
Moving on to our mixed program, co-ed. This was the fourth and final week of the World Tournaments. Rip, two teams that you're very familiar with representing us in the mixed D, both the Assassins and GPS Landscaping.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they had to meet early in the tournament, but this is what happens in U-Trip, folks. It's not a bias, and you can't go down there and say, oh, man, we play them all the time. Why are we playing them so early in the bracket? The reality is the points you accumulate through the year place you into the seeding. The seeding, based upon your points, puts you into that bracket where you may lay. If you don't like your point standings, play more tournaments. I'm not saying that in a bad way to slight anybody. I'm just explaining to you exactly how the system works. There was nobody out to get anybody. We kind of did it to ourselves a little bit by not playing in enough tournaments, maybe. It's a possibility. Needless to say, both teams didn't do too bad, did they?
No, both teams had a nice showing, but Assassins came out on top 13-5 in a game that was tied through 4 innings, 5-5 over at Osceola. Assassins then ran into Stanford Co-ed, sent them home, and then had a very, very nice win over 99 Problems.
But a win ain't won.
A win was not won in that game. Assassins found themselves in a winner's bracket final,
With a familiar foe.
which is incredible, against Can't Even, which is the former Billy Bats out of New York.
Held by PJ Pereira.
PJ has a couple of rings. This weekend he added another one to his resume. Assassins falling 16-15 in the winner's bracket final. Came back through in the loser's bracket, beating John's Tree Service from Iowa, which is a great game. Can't Even beating Assassins. So we had a 1-2 finish from the Northeast.
Yes, again, Northeast softball proving its worth even in the mixed field of tournaments. A couple people like to touch on, Jim, were the offensive MVPs, Nick and Laura Mariana.
That's right.
A couple that hits together, wins together.
I gotta say, it's. I was lucky enough to give the awards out, and I was so happy to give Laura and Nick Majorana their offensive MVP awards.
Nicky's been playing ball for a while, and I kind of expect that kind of offense from Nicky. Laura pleasantly surprised me, and I said it's going back earlier in the year to a couple people who were sitting out watching a women's tournament, and I noted how much better she's become as a hitter from just putting in the amount of work, and it is shown dramatically in her performance.
Well, and that's something that players at any level, whether it's the majors or whether it's the rec or elite ball, you have to put in the work. And Laura has done that, and it was just an absolute pleasure to see her take that next step and receive the offensive MVP honors. There were also some other all-tournament players, Johnny Engelman, Mr. Corey Weingart,
Courtney Pereira, and Steffi T. Recently homered at Diamond Nation, by the way, right up out of the ballpark. Boop.
Absolutely. That's a hell of a shot. So congratulations to the Assassins, Tommy Majorana, another nice showing down in Florida. GPS Landscaping, Rip, that team was 2-2. They had 2 very good wins. Unfortunately, ran into Assassins early on.
Listen, I mean, the story with GPS is kind of they beat the teams who they beat, and when they get to that game where it's going to be a tougher game, they're just got to learn how to get that win. And I think once they get that win against a tough opponent, that'll be the coming of age for them, so to speak. That's sort of like a growing up process.
That's right, and they were out in Vegas the last 2 years. They're playing in the big tournaments. Josh McConnell does a great job with his team. Maybe just a few minor tweaks will get them where they need to go.
Absolutely.
So, in the E's, we have to give a big shout-out to Jenkinsons.
Yeah, big surprise finish right there, that's for sure.
Surprise finish from Jenkinsons. I have to be honest, Rip, this was not a team I had penciled in for the top 10. They finished tied for 9th in the E's. They started off with 3 very big wins.
Well, sure, they beat the #1 team up from this area, the Long Island Storm.
They did.
They also beat the Take Two, another local rival of theirs, so to speak, from the Ocean County area.
Take Two out the box. Tori and Joe Thatcher, the 2 coaches for Jenkinsons. Joe Thatcher, of course, the softballbox.com.
Get your subscriptions.
Proprietor. Make sure you get your subscriptions, softballbox.com. Jenkinson's a really, really nice tournament. We also had Take Two and the High Haters represent us
Yes,
down there.
good showing all around by everybody.
That's right. I have to agree.
Jim, I'd like to touch on also now, recently here in the falls, we hit the fall charity tournament section of our year.
Rip, I have to be honest with you. I was very pleased with the charity circuit we had in the fall this year. It's always nice to see the softball community kind of rally and give back a little bit.
I think it's, listen, if you're a softball player and you choose not to play in charity tournaments, you're kind of hurting yourself. You really don't get an opportunity to really see that everybody's out. And it's not so much the serious competitiveness, although that does take place the deeper you get in, but it's just a group of people getting together for great causes after great causes. The first one on my list, Jim, would be the breast cancer event down in Mercer, where we had 24 teams.
Rip, I was so pleased with the way Kirk's breast cancer event run. I think that probably was the #1 charity tournament in the state this year in just about anywhere. 24 women's teams coming out. Got to congratulate Ease Irish Pub, led by Bill Shawcross and Dana Myers, taking the upper flight there at the Mercer event.
Yeah, listen, it was for a great cause, right?
Exceptional cause. I mean, what's better than breasts?
I don't know. Set your exam appointments up with Big Jim over here for you ladies. Inbox him. He'll help you up.
Absolutely. We had our Detective Morgan event, Rip, in Rahway. We had 15 teams. Princeton Physical Therapy, led by John Slootmaker and Roland Lopez, coming out with a win there.
Yes, sir.
We had some other good charity tournaments, Rip. I mean, you've got your list
the
here.
CASA tournament was rained out, unfortunately, so me CASA, no CASA.
Me CASA, no CASA, but we'll have that back next year.
And one of my favorite tournaments, the Anthony Castellanos Foundation benefit tournament,
Yep.
which is an amazing tournament. Seems to get better each and every year, more teams each and every year. It's just a great foundation led by Sue and Fred Barra.
Yeah, we had 20 teams come out this year, which is the most that we've ever had. The family was very pleased, the Castellanos family. I've got to say, the home run derby added some spice to that. Rip, we have to congratulate some of those finalists, I think.
Yeah, well, the finalists, you have Lou Clemente from the Assassins. Lou's a fairly new guy to softball, if not mistaken. He's got a sweet stroke, most likely because he's a lefty, and us lefties do have that sweet swing.
Well, the way the wind was blowing that day, the better option may have been to go backside. But
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
That's right. Lou Clemente, Rocco Malo representing Wrap It Up. We had Mr. Greg Wyckoff representing GPS and Titan Trucking, and of course yourself representing Fame and TNT.
Yes, and the winner of the home run derby was G Money. Congratulations. I like to give G Money, though, big props. When he did win the money, he did decide to donate that money back to the foundation, which is a class move in itself.
A really incredible class move by Mr. Wyckoff. Also got to congratulate his pitcher, Josh McConnell. People know that Josh...
Throwing dead biscuits in there.
Josh serves them cookies up, and this time was really... It was to his benefit. So
there's no doubt about that. We did have some classic games as well.
We did. Now, in the upper flight, we had the Fame team, which came out to play, Rip, which...
Near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Fame over Can't Even in the upper bracket, 33-32 was the final there. And, Rip, I've got to, again, give you the props. That tape measure home run you hit there in the 9th inning really was the difference maker.
Just trying to help my team get the W, buddy.
That's right.
For a great cause, right?
It was.
And plus, the homers raised the money at $2 a pop, folks. That's another thing, too. It's beautiful about this tournament is that Anthony's number was 2. So going back some years ago when we first did the tournament, we decided that every homer is hit by either sex is a $2 cost to the team in the tournament.
Right.
And that money also goes to the foundation.
Well, the foundation had a very successful day. I can tell you that two $2,000 checks were written, so $4,000 was raised, maybe even a little over $4,000.
That's excellent.
The two charities, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital and the New Jersey Brain Alliance, which was a very classy recipient. They were very thankful and posted a lot of the pictures on their webpage. So, once again, a great job in the CAS tournament. We appreciate everybody coming on out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Rip, what do we have next?
Oh, well, Jim, let's talk about, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, you and Kurt took the trip on down to the old Sunshine Schaefer U-Trip convention.
That's right, Rip. I've spent more time in Florida, I think, this fall than I did in New Jersey.
Yeah, your tan's finally wearing off, that's for sure, huh?
That's right. On a serious note, the USSSA convention was one of my more fun weeks of the year, getting a chance to see all the directors and people from around the country. There's a lot of talk now about the new facility, Rip, at Space Coast Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be a doozy. 15 turf fields plus 3 stadium fields.
Sure. Now, just so everybody is clear, the world dates for this year, 2017, have not been announced yet.
That means unreleased.
So USSSA is moving to Space Coast Stadium, but we do not know, Rip, yet if this year's Worlds will be at ESPN and Disney or will be moving to Space Coast. We should know that answer in the next week or two.
Fantastic.
So we'll have that. There were some rule changes from the convention. The most important one, the courtesy runner rule. We're going back to anyone in the lineup can run, and it's an out if your spot comes up. There are some changes around the mixed program. They've added a mixed B class, and there's no drop down permitted if you played in a class higher the year before. No more GoPro, no boom boxes in the dugout.
That's no more music
in
your dugout.
That's right. So there'll be some sad people about that. And finally, we had the auto bumps were released. TNT C to B, Assassins D to C. We had 5 teams that were auto bumped E to D. Wrap it up. 10 guys. Dreamworn, Diamond Nation, and Raw Talent.
As well as the Assassins Co-Ed bumped from D to C.
That's correct. So we had a total of 8 auto bumps here. Now, we have been having some wonderful tournaments out in Diamond Nation, Rip. We've had 3, the Co-Ed Snowball, the Men's Snowball, and the Co-Ed Season Farewell.
Yeah, where you had the Co-Ed Snowball was the Assassins Co-Ed team, yet again proving their worth, beating a very good Showtime team as well. And then moving into the Men's Snowball, you had the Chosen over the Turks Resnicks.
That's right.
And the High Haters and the Lower over Yum Yums. Don't ask, I don't know.
The Yum Yums from Pennsylvania. Then the Yum Yums actually are a team that I think may be part of our e-conference next year. Now, the Men's Snowball...
Lollipop Company? Yum Yums?
I don't know.
Or Dum Dums.
Dum Dums. Dum Dums.
Sorry.
The Men's Snowball, we had Chosen come out from Long Island, which I was very pleased to see. Chosen is a team, Rip, that was auto bumped from D to C.
Right.
And they'll probably be looking for place to play next year. So we'll be having them out to New Jersey for a few of our tournaments. So
I can think of 4 off the top of my head they should be at.
That's right, and we're going to put the schedule up here in just a second. Now, our indoor program at Diamond Nation, the men's, we've got dates, co-ed and women's, all in January. The new dome is up. We've got the batting cages will be open all night. And without further ado here, I'm going to...
let's break out the schedule, Jim, and see what we can come up with here, please, my man.
Let's break out the schedule. So, Rip, these are some, not all of the dates. Actually, Frosty Balls may not be the first tournament. We'll touch on that in our next chat. But this is the start of the schedule here. Frosty Balls, March 18th. Super Duel, NIT. Rip, some of these tournaments here, you've played in.
Jim, the ones that jump off the map to me that you want to be at no matter what level you're playing is the Super Duel NIT April 1st, the Guillotine NIT April 22nd. A very good one is June 3rd, the Evo 9X High-Low NIT in Brick. And of course the Smash It Sports NIT on July 8th in Brick, which is another one that if you're going to pick 4 tournaments, no matter what level you're at, to see where you're at, those are the ones I recommend you attending immediately.
Yep, I can't agree with you more. The High-Low and the Smash It will probably be 2 of the better events on the East Coast for you, Trip. So here is the second half of the men's schedule. You can see in July we'll be having our states, the conference finals end of July, the SummerSlam first 2 weeks in August, always one of our best tournaments. And then we're already into the fall. So I'll have these dates up on the USSSA New Jersey site as well as www.usssa.com as soon as possible. Rip, I'm also going to throw up. There's a lot of our viewers here who play co-ed. I do have some co-ed dates up. April 15th, something that we're working on. That is to be announced. The co-ed NIT on April 29th will be a good one, and the states on June 7th.
Jim, listen, this also breaks down that I was telling you, here's some opportunities off the top of my head. I think it's 8 or 9 dates where you can have an opportunity to earn some points to boost your point standings for when you go to Worlds. No complaints here, 9 opportunities, right?
Yep, and that'll do it, I guess, Rip, for the schedule. So we're getting close to concluding this basement chat, but I do know that.
Jim, maybe take a moment and swing some of that Pepsi for your cough a lung out. Or
That's
quit
right.
smoking, one or the other if you don't smoke.
Rip, take it away.
But listen, coming up, folks, we'll be back. We wish you a happy Hanukkah, a happy Kwanzaa, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. May all your hopes and dreams and wishes come true, no matter how bad or good they may be. From all of us here at Basement Chat, we'd like to say happy holidays and look forward to upcoming Basement Chats. We will go over some previews on the men's, the women's, the co-ed, the conferences, and that's it for us, folks. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you from all of us. We appreciate you tuning in. Please feel free to continue to do so and share it to your friends if you like it.
Happy holidays.
Just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe.
Shine by day and all the stars at night. Bella Kalikimaka is a wild